the show has been really working overtime to try and make us feel more sorry for Leslie. So maybe that's another part of this plan by making Leslie possibly take the fall for Hayley's plan to poison Bill. Happy Monday, everybody. We have began a new week of Beyond the Gates, here to talk about today's Monday, October 27th, 2025 episode. I thought it was a pretty entertaining episode, a good start to the week. I do think it will be one of the better weeks in a while. We got some Halloween stuff coming up, which will hopefully be entertaining too. And yeah, today's episode was entertaining for the most part. There was someone that annoyed me, that being Cat and her obsession with Eva, but we'll get back to that. Let's begin with the first scenes, which was Leslie at the country club when Dani and Nicole walk in together. And then later, Hayley interrupts Dani and Nicole to give Nicole her condolences about the divorce from Ted being finalized. She knows this because Bill's Ted's lawyer. And so now we have Hayley and Leslie both at the club. And we've seen this once in the past where Leslie is trying to kind of become friendly with Hayley. That they both don't like the Duprees, that they can both maybe join forces and take on the Duprees. She's warning Hayley that if something goes wrong in their marriage, everyone's going to take Bill's side and not hers. But Hayley wasn't having this. Hayley was still playing her little innocent act, which Leslie did call her out for at one point, saying that she sees through her sweet schoolgirl act and knows that time is running out on her relationship with Bill. Leslie's wondering if Hayley's after the money or to take down Bill's reputation, really wondering Hayley's endgame. Of course, Hayley doesn't like this questioning of what Hayley's really up to. And so she leaves with kind of a warning for Leslie, saying that Leslie will be sorry for all the things she's saying. Now, Nicole and Dani saw them talking at one point and thought that could be some bad news. But then when Hayley was leaving being pissy, Dani made the comment that Nicole's nemesis is worse than hers because Hayley can't seem to stand Leslie either. Leslie really does have a hard time making friends other than Ashley's mom, I guess. Well, Hayley leaves and goes to Bill and tells Bill about running into Leslie at the country club, bringing up the fact that Leslie was talking a lot of shit about him and basically just harassing her and about Bill. And so Bill's saying he's going to call the country club and have Leslie revoked from being a country club member. But I think, and I'm not the only one that thinks this, I've saw some speculation online when I checked social media while the episode was going on. This could be a good setup for Hayley to maybe blame Bill's poisoning on Leslie. Now, there would be a lot more that would need to go into this plan from Hayley to set Leslie up for Bill's death or whatever happens to Bill. But I think this could be the beginning of that happening. And, the show has been really working overtime to try and make us feel more sorry for Leslie. So maybe that's another part of this plan by making Leslie possibly take the fall for Hayley's plan to poison Bill. But like I said, we still need a lot of setup to really get there if that's the direction that they're going. And that's all just speculation. But I thought that when I was watching. I saw others think that when they were watching. So it's a possibility. It could be a pretty decent little plan from Hayley to go with her bigger plan to kill Bill. Now, early in the episode, actually, let's go to Nicole real quick. Nicole and Dani's discussion was about how Nicole's love life is going right now. Nicole didn't want to open up too much but did talk about the night she went back to see Ted at the hotel room and nothing happened thanks to the fire alarm. But then they brought up Carlton, and Nicole's telling Dani that she doesn't want to use Carlton to get revenge because Carlton and Ted have been friends for a long time. But it seems like the conversation with Dani made Nicole want to go talk to Carlton, and Nicole put her issues on the table with him, talking about how he and Ted have been friends for a long time and they're business partners, and any move she might make towards him will probably seem inappropriate. I'm glad they put this on the table. This little whatever they're doing with Nicole and Carlton needs to be layered more, a hell of a lot more. They haven't got a lot of airtime together. And this is a step in the right direction. So by the end of the episode, Nicole is asking him out to dinner. And we did see by the preview that Ted's going to have a confrontation with Carlton and Nicole at some point this week. So good setup here to further the possibility of Nicole and Carlton, which I do like. Now, at the beginning of the episode, Bill and Tomas were having a meeting, and Bill ended up letting Cat come in when Cat arrived, and Caroline came and told them. Cat comes in, and Bill has a lot of teasing for Tomas about his penis injury. The big story with Tomas last week was his penis injury. And so Bill's teasing Tomas about the injury, and Kat's getting upset while Bill's teasing, and he's telling Kat to not get bent out of shape. Bill had some good lines today, although he and Tomas's relationship is odd as, boss and worker. And Tomas, like a lot of guys on the show, not sticking up for himself in those scenes, even though you could say it was all good fun. But Tomas kind of seemed like a pushover in those scenes. Now, while that's going on, Eva is meeting with Izaiah again, and Leslie at the beginning is calling Eva to join her, but Eva was too preoccupied with Izaiah. Izaiah got his job offer at Banneker, and Eva is hoping that means he will take the job, that he will take the job, and she will see him around much more. And they get to talking about some fresh breakups they've been going through, although Eva did not quite go through a breakup, but I guess had her little crush broken after sleeping with Tomas. So they both agreed that they're down to hang out while they're still trying to figure things out. And while she's getting his number, in walks obsessive Cat, who sees that Izaiah is with Eva, and of course Kat knows Izaiah because Naomi is married to his brother Jacob, and Kat starts going in about how he needs to not get roped in by Eva. Kat dredges up how she and Eva know each other. Eva introduces Kat as her sister, and then Eva decides to walk away while Kat is doing her usual mean girl shtick. And no Kat fan cannot come and say that this was not more evidence that Kat is the one obsessed. Because Eva trying to move on from Tomas. Eva interested in a new guy. And here comes Kat seeing Eva with the new guy. And yeah, she knows Izaiah. But Kat's trying to shut Eva out from that possibility too. Kat's the one that's way more obsessed with Eva. Nothing will ever make me think otherwise. The evidence has been there for months now. I've been sitting here saying it for months. And yeah, Eva had her crush on Tomas. It had less to do with Kat than, Kat's orgasms had to do with the fact that Tomas finally chose her over Eva. Kat's the obsessed one. It's been bad writing for Kat. Kat fans should be upset at the writing, but that's the facts. So yeah, I didn't enjoy Kat butting her nose in here with Eva's business again, trying to tell Izaiah about how Eva and her monster of a mother are obsessed with the Duprees. And while she's right about Leslie, Eva has not been obsessed with anything regarding the Duprees for months now. She's enjoying having her father in her life, but he's not a Dupree. She's made some headway with Martin because they're siblings. But outside of that, you don't see Eva obsessing about the Duprees. You saw her obsessing about her crush on Tomas, had nothing to do with the Duprees. So Cat in the wrong here. And I don't know what they have in store for this Cat Eva rivalry, but to me, it was one of the best things at the beginning of the show. Right now, it's one of the most aggravating things. That's a testament to the bad writing that has gone on over the past few months with Cat and Eva. They took it from their best rivalry on the show to now something I really do have a difficult time watching because of the whole Tomas, Cat, Eva triangle. We do seem to be moving past that, but they need to put in some way better work. Are we just transitioning from that triangle to a new one? That doesn't excite me personally, but Izaiah doesn't seem afraid of Kat's warning here and still wants to be somewhat involved with Eva. So at least we still have that going forward for the character of Eva. The real last thing was Samantha at Orphe Jean's to meet her crush. I forget the boy's name now. She's telling June that she's not at school today because she has to do some sort of homework, but then she meets with the boy that ghosted her, and June's not okay with seeing this happening, I guess. He's telling Samantha that he didn't ghost her and that he's okay with the fact that they weren't going to smash. He's saying he's down to be friends, even though he is down for more. He goes on and on about liking her new pic, wanting to see some other pictures that she's taken, although not like that, not sexual pics is what he's saying allegedly. June ends up slamming down something, making a loud noise before they end up kissing. And then as they continue to get closer in the conversation, June spills the milkshake that he ordered all over the boy. And Samantha is, of course, upset by this, but June is trying to tell her that the boy doesn't respect her and that she lied about the reason she wasn't in school today and who she was meeting and that it wasn't a date. June's trying to warn Samantha that the boy is no good and doesn't respect her. Samantha, being the teenager here, not going to listen to that. And I do think their story will probably be the big story at the Halloween party that's coming up later in the week. We'll see what kind of turn that takes, but I expect the teens to be a big part of this week. Hopefully it's some good writing and not like writing for Cat. And yeah, overall though, today an entertaining episode. By the end of the episode, Leslie's trying to tell Eva that if she wants the guy, she can't keep running away from these confrontations with Cat. She needs to go after what she wants. I just need Eva and the writing for Eva to pick a side. Are they going to make her just like Leslie? Are they going to take her in a different direction? What are we doing with the character? I don't disagree with Leslie that Eva needs to fight for what she wants and Eva needs to start just arguing with Kat, because Kat, like Eva said in this episode, is not the most innocent person like she likes to pretend to be. That Kat didn't just become a raging bitch out of nowhere. She has to have always been like that. She probably has people in her past that don't like Kat, and they have portrayed Kat as the mean girl. She's even been called out about it by Tomas at one point. So if they're going to continue the Kat and Eva rivalry, it needs to have better writing. It just needs to have better writing, period. And I guess they do need to let Eva get into it more with Kat, because Eva will sometimes spar with Kat, but she'll usually leave because Kat just likes to talk her shit. Eva's given it to her good on some occasions, but not enough occasions for my liking. So if they're going to continue this rivalry, especially if they're going to continue with bad writing, let's at least let Eva, spar back.